And I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Charles Zan Christensen, just call me Zan. I'm the founding president of Prism Comics, founded in 2003, so we've been doing this for a while. I'm also the publisher of Northwest Press, which is a new LGBT comics publisher. Our first book, Tony Shield, won a Land Literary Award for Gay Rock this year. And our newest book is Power Within, which is an anti-bullying comic. These are both available at the Prism. And let me get right into introducing our panelists. Let me see here. Who do we have? First of all, I want to give the apologies of Drew Greenberg, who could not make it, unfortunately. He says it breaks his heart to say this, because he would have loved to have been a part of this panel. He's never been on a San Diego Comic-Con panel before, so now he still has never been on a San Diego Comic-Con panel, which is terrible. And also Andrew Chambliss was not able to make it, and he's not able to get here in time, I suppose. And Sierra Hahn is also not able to make it. So we're going to have them talk twice as much. And who are they, do you ask? This is Jane Espenson here. She was a writer for 5 years on the original show, writing episodes including Band Candy, Pangs, Earshot, Superstar, Storyteller, and Harsh Light of Day. She's written for the Buffy comics and will continue to do so. She's planning to co-write a Buffy comic book issue this coming season with Drew that will focus on a gay character, and I won't say any more about that. We'll talk about that later. She's also writing for Torchwood Miracle Day, which is on Once Upon a Time on ABC, and she's also doing her own original marriage equality comedy called Husbands. And next on the panel we have Tom Lenk. I think he was on the show. He was on the show as Andrew. He appears in stage productions. He's doing a new documentary called Who Do I Think I Am? Which is about your journey to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Yes? And so if you see cameras all over the place, there are probably cameras for other things, but there's also a camera for his thing too. It's about the craft and challenges of mounting a one-person show. And also we have Scott Allie. He's the editor on the Buffy comics since the beginning, has worked with Joss on all his comics projects except X-Men. And right now working on Buffy and Angel and Fate for season 8. For season 9, sorry. You also edit Hellboy and Goon books and many other books for Dark Horse, and you're the senior managing editor. What let's do here is I'm going to put a sip of water first.
Stay hydrated, people.
This mug says Homo Superior on the back. So these are available at the Prism Comics booth. Okay, so let's dive right in. I sent you folks some topics that we're going to cover, but we're pretty conversational here. We're just going to chat. You didn't read your... I said, oh, didn't? I sent it to Tom.
I'm going to wing it. I took an improv class once, so...
Okay. So I need plates and I need a thing. So things we're going to talk about perhaps are, well, let's start with something that happens a lot in properties that go on over a long period of time that don't start out with gay characters, where the creators are very invested and very interested in introducing diversity into the cast, into the ongoing cast. And the way to do that is straight characters coming out. So I wanted to talk with you guys a little bit about what are the parallels in doing stories like that where you have queer characters who are becoming queer characters on the show or being revealed as. Usually it's not necessarily planned out from the very start. How does that parallel to real life people who come out, and are the reactions similar to the fans or the friends and family of that person saying, but you've never been gay before?
Probably, maybe in fact have inadvertently turned into a very good way to do that, introduce a gay character, take a character that the audience is already invested in, and you're right, the parallel with actually coming out is probably pretty apt, because if you wrote a character with a secret, you'd always be writing the secret. You'd always be writing to look at them speaking. And if you have a character that way that it seems straight to the audience, then they go through the same experience that a family member would, where it's like, oh, I never thought that, I already liked them, now I know this new thing, and I have to fit that into somebody I already like, and so there's no preconception.
Yeah, I mean, it feels genuine. I know when Buffy kissed Satsy in season 8, the outcry was huge. You know, there were people that were very upset about it and felt betrayed and felt like it invalidated her history and everything. And I'm sure, you know, getting that sort of commentary on the message board from the New York Times is probably a little bit what it feels like being in high school and having to go through it.
So what was the, well, I guess it's a little different in the case of the character where you're kind of flirting with the idea, or you're kind of hinting or winking, such as in the case of Andrew, who was kind of hinted at and winked at through most of the series and most of the, you know, in Angel he appeared again, but we got a little surprise in that. So was there a different process in terms of an evolution of the character? Was it ever planned to ever?
Well, I kept writing the winks and nods and nudges, and I always wondered, am I doing a very good thing here, or am I doing a very bad thing here, and how does Tom feel about this? So I never knew. I never asked him. I just wrote it.
Like, how do you feel about the evolution of him? Because it seems like when he first appeared, wasn't there evidence to the contrary? I recently rewatched the whole show, and I felt like Andrew's first appearances, you never would have guessed.
Well, they do a lot of like talking about ladies.
I haven't said a single word yet. Let's get going because I'm very nervous right now. But honestly, I was just so excited to have a job. I don't know. What? You want to hire me on like one of the greatest shows on television history? Okay, thank you. I have a regular and a script and lines, like, so that's what I was concentrating on. So I don't know. I just was doing what I thought was funny and what I just the writing was brilliant. So I was like, yes, I will do whatever you say. Please don't kill me.
Or at least bring me back.
Yeah. So I don't know. It did. I mean, clearly it did get progressively. I was hired, you know, to essentially, I guess, replace someone that wasn't available to play their part, and then they changed it into the brother of that character. So, so maybe it was written a certain way, and then progressed. I think it has.
Well, we started writing for you as soon as we cast you. So it was we did not write that role the way we would have if we cast a different actor. Because we could see how good you were at some things, and we were like, let's lean into that and let Tom, and like, we knew that would be amazing.
It seemed like the humor and the chemistry with Warren's character was where a lot of it came from, of course, you know?
It did seem like a lot of it was very sort of, I mean, the characters were, all three of them were essentially fanboys, and like that sort of energy of like being so obsessed with someone that like all sexual lines and friendship lines are sort of blurred. So that's essentially, since I wasn't told, you know, what this character's sexuality was, I just was doing what I thought. I mean, the lines were funny, and the comparison I keep using was like that guy on Home Improvement was always behind the fence, and it's like, they never address the fact that this joke keeps running and going and going. He's always behind something else, you never see his face. So to me it was kind of like that, where like you think he's leaning one way or another, and then all of a sudden it's in Italy with like two very tall supermodel type women. So I don't know, I guess, I mean, is there something you said?
We were definitely right. At a certain point, we started saying, well, we'll write for someone who's confused. we'll write for someone who doesn't know. And that played well for Andrew.
Well, I mean, because you had such a strong gay character on the show with Willow, so I guess it was useful to have something that represents another facet of the. I think that would be the Q and the LGBTQI.
And then S was great, because that's everybody.
And then monsters, I don't know.
And then monsters.
LGBTQIM. Also,
so
that was a guy.
Kind of along those lines.
I sleep in an egg as well, so I feel very close to that.
So there's an element of kind of walking a line when you have any queer characters represented in. It's because of the scarcity, relative scarcity of these characters that they get a lot of pressure on them from all sides. And so you can be accused of playing it too safe and too saccharine. You can be accused of playing it too gay. You can be too loud or too soft or too visible or too invisible. How do you navigate, either in portrayal or in writing, how do you navigate giving a character authenticity without, and navigate all of that kind of backlash that might detract from what you're trying to say?
And there's another factor than that, which is what are you writing?
Yeah.
Because when gay characters started being depicted on television, it was sort of often in a very effeminate way, then there was a sort of reaction against it, and it was like, oh, right, I was right, a gay man, very, very masculine, and then now you're sort of getting enough gay characters that you can spread things out and have a spectrum. And so the question is getting easier and easier to answer, because finally now you're starting to just be able to write characters. And I was really happy with the way we did Sam Adama on Capricorn, where it's like, yeah, he had a husband at home, but that wasn't important to anyone around him. The gender of his spouse just didn't matter. And so we were able to just always write him as a character and never have that even be part of the story.